Great, okay, so I think we're all here. So hi everyone, welcome to Monday Night Strength Circuits of RNR. I'm Alex, I'm your instructor today. So we're basically going to go through, as usual, full body strength workout using additional resistance. So either you can use a resistance band, and hopefully by now a few of you have got sort of various different size bands, so you can sort of pick the right level that you need for each exercise. Most of the time you can probably just grab any heavy objects like a kettlebell or some dumbbells as well, just to add in to any of the normal body weight exercises that we do that require weights. So yeah, just go through, aim to try and test yourself as much as you can in each set. So if you're not reaching 10, then 10 reps, then that's fine, that's great. That just means that you're working hard enough to try and actually generate some sort of progression. So don't worry if you hit 5 reps in something. If you're trying to use extra resistance and you fail, that's fine. Just keep going. Either drop the resistance and go to just normal body weight, or just take a rest and then try again on the next set. Okay, so before we start, just give me a quick wave to show that you know that you're fit and healthy, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be taking part in this session today. Great, that's good to see. Right, so without further ado, I think we're going to start off on the mat today. So we're going to just open up the hips, open up our adductors. Just go to a kneeling position, and one leg out to the side. I just want you to sit back and get a little bit of a stretch from the inside, and then come forward, and also bend when you come out there. So you go straight leg and back, then up with a straight leg, and then go directly out to the side. So if you can see me this way, might not be apparent from the front, my foot is directly in line with my knee, and the other knee that's on the floor is directly in line with that. So I'm just going completely out to the side on that one, and when I come back, I'm sitting down on my foot. So you can see there. So just go through slowly, 10 or so reps on each side. So hopefully you can feel that in the adductors. So you're going right out to the side. You should feel that right in there. And you come back down, a little bit of a stretch there, come up through, open up the hips, nice and tall there, and then off to the side. Trying to go laterally as much as you can. Once you get to 10, you can swap sides. This is quite a gentle one, hopefully for you, to come down, back up, and then out to the side. So you're not really pushing too hard as always on the warm-up. You're very much just seeing where your body is and just let it open up gradually. A few more there, so aim for about 10 or so. Just a way of screening of how stiff we're feeling as well. Last rep there for me. Okay, it's about 10. Okay, so onto the mat. Get nice and wide with the legs, going to frog for this one. So this is where we're going a little bit deeper. We've already activated the same muscles again. And we're doing a similar thing here. So go nice and wide with the legs, resting on your knees, resting on your elbows, neutral spine, and then push back as far as your body's going to let you stay. And hopefully you'll start to warm it gently. Just pushing back as far as you can go without changing the posture in your back is the key point here. You'll feel that those tight muscles start to pull and they make you want to look round your back or change its shape. I just want you to resist that. Come to that point, don't go any further. Pause, and then come back forward again. And you can keep your head closer to the floor if you want. Just trying to make it more of a squat shape. And if you warmed a little bit, go a bit wider with your legs. Spreading the knees apart. It's good to try and rest on the meaty bit on the inside of your knee. A little bit more comfortable. Try and avoid resting on the actual bone and be a little bit uncomfortable. And just keep moving through at your own pace on that one. And then hold and go to a sort of nice comfortable depth. Hold it there. And just stay here for a bit longer. And then come forward. And then we just stand up briefly. Just some warm-up squats, just body weight squats, really. Get the hips moving, get the ankles moving. Point knees in line with your feet. Just make sure they're all tracking over the top of each other. You can change the angle of your feet so it changes the angle of your hip. So whatever you feel comfortable with, you can go straight or you can go out to the side, whichever gives you the easiest range of motion. Just squat down in between your feet. Try and keep your knees wide. Try not to collapse them in. And just coming down as far as you can. Just try and feel the work happening here about the hip. As you see from this side, I'm doing my best. Try and stay upright, getting probably a 45-degree angle. The tendency is that I really want to just do this, and that's what I don't want you to do. I want you to be upright as best you can, so you're using your hips and you're improving their flexibility. And then trying some nice lunge. And open up the front of the leg as well. And just go and hold this one nice and steady. It's a nice deep lunge. Just let the knee drag behind the body and just rest your body weight forward. And just stay in a nice long hold. And come back and then back in. Again, draw your attention to posture. See what the back's doing. When you go forward, try and stop your spine from changing shape. Keep that neutral position. And then back and then forward again. Then swap sides. Similar thing. Just put your hand on the small of your back and see what's going on there. If you feel it start to change, you know that's as far as you can go here. Go forward and hold. Nice and long. Take deep breaths. And come down to the mat. So then we're just going to do a little bit of work on the back of the high hip. So go nice and wide with your legs. I'm just going to pivot through the pelvis. So rotate the pelvis around, and that will track the leg going up and over. And then on to the other side. So you're keeping your legs wide, and you feel in the hip, your feet are actually rotating, and that's allowing you to move. You should get a nice stretch in the high hip there. And turn around to the other side. And back round. Last time. And then jump onto the mat. Just go into downward dog. Just moving through our ankles through a nice range of motion. Just marching up and down. Trying to get the hamstrings to open up, the calves to open up. And then if you're ready, drop both heels down to the ground as best you can. And just hold here. Just keep a little movement happening perhaps in each heel. Making a nice high A-frame of your hips on this one. Through. And then go into Cobra. Reverse the shape that we're making just now. Reach up high with your upper back. Really get the extension in the upper back. Try to keep the pressure away from the lower back. And just look up at the ceiling. Just let the shoulder blades drop away from the ears. You can just wriggle round from left to right, just to get the vertebrae moving as well as the shoulders. Big chest opener here. Next. Again, you'll start off low on this one and you'll feel that you're quite tight at the front. And as we do a few reps, we'll loosen up gradually. So it's tabletop. We're just going to push using our glutes, using our shoulders to push down into the floor, open the chest with a nice straight arm. We come back down. Then push back up and try and go a little higher, opening the front of the chest, stretching out the front of the shoulders, keeping your head in line with your body. Tendency is, I do it all the time, is to look down at what you're doing. Try and keep your spine aligned and your head looking straight up at the ceiling. And then back down. And hopefully now you can feel the tension in the front of your chest and your shoulders slowly loosening. So you're coming a bit higher, you're keeping the glutes switched on, and you're reaching the hips high into this one. And one more time. You can shift from side to side, just keep your shoulders moving a little bit. A little extra stretch there, just to make sure that these released in their forward position. Okay, come down. That was a very brief warm up. We're going to go into the first set. So as always, take the first set quite light. So grab, either you can do this with just body weight and you just don't add any resistance at all. Or if you have bands, you can adjust the resistance to be quite light. So with that in mind, we're going to go for an overhead lunge. So obviously it is this position with no resistance at all. We're going like so, we're dropping down, making a nice square 90-degree angle with the bottom leg, 90 degrees here, gently touching the knee to the floor, keep everything else nice and straight. So I've got a good alignment of the arms, body, and that lower knee, all in alignment, and then come up, and we stay square, we have straight legs, like so. So go for 10 reps on each side. If you want to add resistance now, you've got two options. You can either hold a weight above your head, like little dumbbells, or if you're confident in a kettlebell, or if you just stretch the band up and over, you can go around your body like so. So off we go, and we go 1, staying square, keeping the arms locked. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just keeping the body nice and stacked all the way through that column of your torso and your arms. And 10, and bring the weight down, or the resistance band down, and start again. So just push it up into a nice shoulder press, step back a little bit, and away you go. So come down, just quickly check, are you nice and square when you're in your bottom position, and then go back up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, put the weight down, take a little break. So next one, we're going to go on to a braced single leg deadlift. So we do this with one, normally the back legs trailing the body like so. Just a little difference in balance. Let's try bracing the back leg. Might make it a little bit harder. But the key for the depth of this one, we want you to just pick either your fingertips, your palm, or the heel of your hand, and just bring it down to the front of your kneecap. So depending on your flexibility, depending on how far you can get, you might just be able to touch with your fingertips if you're not very flexible. If you find that very easy, get the heel of your hand and touch the bottom of your kneecap whilst keeping everything still. So that's as far as down as you need to go. You should feel a good stretch, good activation in hamstrings and the glutes there as you do that. And off we go. So we go for 1 and 2. Keeping the leg fairly straight. Put a slight break in there for balance. It will hurt your balance tremendously. You don't keep it dead straight, locked the whole way. Just get a slight bend in there. 8, 9, and 10. And then swap sides. And again, try and keep it nice and equal and do the same one this time. Here goes 1, and 2. Off balance there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It doesn't matter if you wobble. And 10. Okay, back on to the first exercise. Hopefully now you know how that feels. You feel what's right for you. So if you want to increase resistance on your band or add a heavier weight now, you can. And you can increase the resistance on your band by wrapping it around your hand. Take up the slack. You can do that once, or you can do that twice, depending on how you feel that first set went. Or you can go and use a heavier band. I'm just going to give this one a go first time, see if it's any good. So if you're ready, we've got all the tension, everything all nice and ready to go. Stack the body, step back a little bit, and then slowly knee bend down. Check your form when you come to the first rep at the bottom, and then carry on. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ready? Pop that down. Swap to the other side. Set yourself up. Slight step back. Remember when you come down, square legs at the knee. And then the first one's done. Reset. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Put the weight down. On to the next one. For sit leg deadlift. So you can either add a little dumbbell to this one or a small band. You can loop that under your foot that's supporting. Hold on to the band. One, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And swap the sides. Hopefully that resistance felt good. Keep it the same for this rep on this side. Get your balance. And then keep everything nice and square. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Losing balance there. 5. Trying to go down to the same depth as you did before. 6. Struggling today with this. Can't get my balance. There we go. And that was 7. 8. 9. And 10. Brilliant. Okay, last time round on this set of exercises, we're going to try and up the ante a little bit if you can, and whatever you're choosing to do. And this one, by now, you should know exactly what you can handle. But this time, you can push it a little bit more. Okay, and off we go. Either get a bigger weight or get some more resistance on that band. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Swap sides. Last time on this leg, last time for legs today. Step back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and same. Great. Straight on to the next exercise. Again, select your resistance, bind that leg, get the balance, tip forward, and then put it back up. Try and get the same depth as you did in the first set, under nice control. That's 4, 5. Feeling easy, you can go for a bit more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swap sides. Let's see what we can do here on the weak leg. Let's see if we can get through this without falling over. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Lost it a bit there, but never mind. Okay, so that's some big exercises done on the legs. And we're just going to move on to do a little bit for our glutes and hamstrings. So this one's just going to be a back-to-back, the same exercise with a little of a pretty much a static hold on this one. So you go down onto the mat, and what we should do is bring yourself up into a normal glute bridge that you might be familiar with. You can see there mostly, but just step your legs forward a little bit so you're opening up the hamstrings a little bit. And that's going to direct a lot of the pressure onto those muscles. So you go till the point where you can feel that you can still hold, but as far out as you can. I'm just going to hold that. I'm going to go for 10 seconds. And then if you feel strong, I want you to lift one leg. We go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put that leg down, then swap aside. If you can't do that, that's fine. Just stay with 2 legs. We go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. So hopefully there you felt the right distance to open up your leg, to elongate the leg, to get the hamstring involved. Now we're going to repeat the process again. We're going to go through 2 more times and just see how we get on. So if you want to make it a bit easier, just bring your heels closer to you. If you want to make it harder, take your heels away from you, but just a little bit. So if we go up into the normal bridge, step. So in this time, set the distance that you feel comfortable with. Get those abs turned on at the front to protect the back, and also make sure those glutes are switched on. So those 2 together, abs and glutes, on really hard right now. Still holding this posture. And if you're ready, we'll go for one-legged. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swap sides. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the first side again. There you go, one more time round. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep the form up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then rest. We've got one more round of these to do. And just make sure you got that good core stability happening, getting the glutes switched on, and that you're not transferring any of the pressure into your lower back. Let's go for a slightly further or a more stretched out posture this time to try and increase the difficulty if you can. Go a little bit more, see what's there. If you need to drop, it's easy to drop down, have a quick rest, and then come back into it. Just to play around with this one. So we're in the middle, we've got the tension on, get the glutes on, get the abs on, really support that lower back with everything, really squeeze those muscles voluntarily now, just try and brace everything. And then if you're ready, lift one leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep higher. 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg down, roughly the same place. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back on to the first side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swap. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and swap. Brilliant, well done. Hope you can really feel that activating hamstrings, also getting your glutes paired up with those muscles. Okay, so that's the body, lower body done. Gonna start working on upper body. So got a pair of exercises for this one. And you have an option. You can either do press up with a band, if that's something you've been enjoying. We've been doing it the past few weeks. So you can add that in. Or as a little test to see if we're getting any stronger from this, we're going to go back to doing an archer press up. So it's something that we've done quite a few times before. And you can either do this kneeling or in a normal press up. And you literally go from side to side. So you press up one side and then you press up the other. So you're going like this. Very close, go nice and wide, close to one hand, press, travel to the other side, close to the other hand and press. You can do that kneeling as well. Close to the other side and press. And that's if that's what you want to do. If you feel that's too advanced, then just go for normal press ups and just build up your strength there. So we're just going to do that exercise and then pair that with a row. So if you're using bands, a nice heavy band, if you've got it, and we're going to, like we did last week, hook it over your feet, and you're just going to pour that into your waist as best you can. If you're using a single weight, so if you're using a kettlebell for this one because you don't have a band, I just want you to do one arm at a time, but you'll just be moving a bit quicker. So where we'll be doing nice and slow and pausing with two bands, you'll be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So you can do 20 reps at 10 reps on each side in the same time that it takes us to do 10 with the bands. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll start with the press ups. So get yourself set up. So again, on this one, it doesn't matter if you can't reach 10 reps. It's very much just having a go at a more difficult exercise to try and test yourself within good form. So if you're going to do 2 or 3 good reps, that's perfect. Just try it, do the good form, and then drop back to something easier. Okay, let's give this a go. Go to one side, lower yourself down and press. And then off to the other side and press again. So that's 1, that's 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So hopefully you feel that you might be getting a bit stronger at press ups, whatever you tried. Hopefully you just feel a bit more confident. Now we start with a pulling exercise, rows. So again, you get the band over your feet or lean over a bench or a seat with a weight and put it into your waist at the same time. So we're going to go for bands nice and slow, and we go for 10. If you're doing a single weight exercise, unilateral exercise, go a bit quicker than us. So we're going 4, 1. Breathe, and 2. Keep your shoulders down. 3, 4. Nice and upright, nice straight back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the good thing about the band is all the weights at the top, which is generally your weakest bit, to really try and strengthen that range of motion. You can do that quite well with a band. So back onto a press up. So again, hopefully use the first set as a guide for what you can do now. So really wanting to play around a good form with a difficult exercise. So off we go. Get yourself set up a little bit wider than normal if you're doing archer press ups. And off we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's getting a bit tough. That's good. That's the second set. So you're finding you're fatiguing around 5, 8 reps or so. That's perfect. Stick with it. Just persevere. Okay, get ready for your rows. So remember, double time for unilateral work, and nice and slow and pause with the band. So nice straight back, get the core active, shoulders away from your ears when you pull. Try and pull the shoulder blades together just a little bit at the bottom and open up the chest. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Brilliant. Quick brief pause. Back on the press ups for the last time today. So again, push yourself, go for good form. You're feeling like you're fatiguing, drop down a little bit, go to your knees if you weren't before, or you can go into a box and just do a box press up, shortening the lever, making it easier. So let's see what we've got. Off we go, leaning over to one side as best you can, and then pressing, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, onto my knees there, and 10. I didn't quite make those, that's fine. Definitely felt like the right muscles were working and the form was reasonably good, so that's what we need to try and aim for as well. Okay, so back onto rows for the last time. Really focus at the pull at the top on both exercises, keeping the shoulder away from the ears, but pulling back as far as you can, and really using the back muscles. Try and take your shoulder out of it as much as you can. Tendency is that you hunch forward, and pull back into the middle of the socket, and we row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just depress the shoulder when you're at the back of the exercise, and hold. And there. That's 3, 2, and 1. And we're done there. Okay, so on to some slightly different exercises, but it has similar results to a face pull, but it's just a little bit different. So if you haven't got a band, you can use small dumbbells for this pressing movement. So we're really going to try and hit the shoulders, but also look at our posture. So sit in an L shape on the floor, and we have either a band or weights in either hand, either side. And the trick is really to keep your chest up and forward, using the spine, making sure it's nice and neutral, so you can smoothly press above your head. If you feel that you reach a point and you're stuck, try and push the chest forward to open up the pathway for your shoulders to move freely above your head. You might even want to do this without any weight, but just see how you feel. So if you're using a band, then we loop it around the feet at the front, pick the right size band, like so. And it's got the added benefit of putting you forwards as you're doing it, but still have it at the sides, at the front, and then we press up and overhead. So go for 10 there. You should really feel this one in your shoulders, obviously, but also in the middle of your back. And you're just really trying to force good posture all the time. So that's 1, 2, nice straight back. And even if you do 1 or 2 reps, take a rest, get the posture first, and then press again. That's 4, 5. Trying to make it easier, bring your feet towards you a bit more. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So hopefully you can really feel that in your shoulders, especially if you're using the bands, but also mid-back. They should feel very smooth. So if you feel that you're getting a bit of a clunky feeling, a bit of pain, then just drop back and do it without weight on that one, I think. Okay, another shoulder exercise if you're using bands. Pull apart. We're hitting the middle back quite a lot today. It's a really good one. If you're doing it with dumbbells, I like to stagger like this to support my back and brace a little bit against that leg, and then thumbs up and like that. It's the best way to do it. So same exercise, either a side lateral, rear delts exercise or a band pull apart. So get your favourite band, get the right tension on it, thumbs out to the sides, and then pull and then hold. And 2, 3. So again, if you're using dumbbells, got one leg forward, and that's 5. Just so you've got that support on your back. If you're leaning forward, it can be a bit difficult to keep in a nice posture. So that's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, shake that out. A quick breather before we go back in. We've got 2 times more. Really hitting a lot of good muscles in our backs. Got rowers here, obviously. This is a good lot of stability really in the shoulder. That's hopefully what we get out of this one. So again, have your feet right next to each other. If you've got the band, try and loosen it off slightly. The main thing is here, test yourself. Can you get nice range of motion smoothly going above here? If that's not working for you, then focus on that one. You can do that by bending your knees a little bit, giving you slightly more control, but always trying to extend completely in this upper thoracic spine so that your shoulders can move. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so don't put yourself in any compromising positions, anything that hurts, and just sit it out. Okay, so we're ready to press. Get that spine organized at the top, nicely pushed out chest, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Brilliant. On to pull apart. Hopefully you can go straight through on this one. Thumbs up, out to the sides. And pull. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Release my tension a bit. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's getting difficult, which is good. Let's test myself. Okay, quick break. And again, just focus on your form on this one. See how it's going. How's everything moving? It should be pain-free. If you're developing anything, then you can just go into a normal standing shoulder press on this one and see whether you've got more control there. Hopefully this exercise can sort of help you correct sometimes. So sometimes people press with a hunched forward posture like so. You're really trying to open up as much as possible. The main thing with this one. Right, okay. Off we go. Set your posture and then press up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's a tough band, right? 6, 7, 8. So I'm just shortening my posture here, shortening the legs, bringing them closer to me, bent legs, taking the pressure off slightly because I'm finding it hard. And I've got 1, 2, and last 1, 3. Brilliant. Well done, everyone. Hopefully you're finding that one's giving you a nice burn in the right muscles. Okay, pull apart. And 1. 2, a nice pause at the top. 3, open up that spine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Getting tough. 2 more. 9. Last one. And 10. Brilliant. That is all of the upper body stuff done today. So going to move on to a little bit of core. Hopefully a little bit of stretching and rolling after. Okay. To get rid of your bands, don't need them anymore. So let me know how those go. Those new exercises. Does it make your shoulders feel good or is it bad? Please let me know. It's good to see how these things affect everybody else. Okay, so on to some twists. So again, we're going to use that posture that we were doing a minute ago. Nice open chest. You're going to tap an elbow to the ground, and when you tap one elbow each time, that's 1 rep. So effectively doing 20 twists. Okay, if you're ready, set your position, nice 45-degree angle, and then we go 1, 2, 3, and then slow it down. 4. A little pause here, a little pause there. 5. Really helps to work those oblique muscles for twisting. That's 7, 8, 9, and 10. And take a well-deserved break on the floor. Okay, the next one will be a candle. So this really try and hit lower abs and just overall core control. So you can sit with hands on the floor for support, lift the legs off the ground, bring it up and push up as high as you can, and bring back down to a 45-degree angle. And slowly just curl your way up and reach your feet high to the ground, to the floor, sorry, high to the ceiling, what I'm trying to say. And that's 3. Just trying to get up nice and straight, as straight as you can. And then coming down slowly. Really driving it from here, from the core, from your abs. When you get here, push it up towards the abs and reach up high. Two more. And then release. Okay, back up onto twists. Know what to do now. Set the angle. And we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if you sit nice and tall in that one, it's really hitting me nicely in the obliques and the lower abs. Practicing what we've done with our posture previously before. Okay, onto candle now. Try and lift up as high and as straight as you can. 1. As soon as you see your toes in line with your eyes, that's where you want to push. You don't want to get the toes too far above your eye line, because it makes it easier. 4. Close the eyes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I hope you can feel the difference when you get the toes roughly in line with your eyes. So you push straight up at the ceiling, and you feel that bring on the ab contraction really strongly there. Okay, last time around on twist. Again, get that tall, elongated spine. Lean it back, stretch the legs as far as you need to, just maintain balance. Hold it here, 45-degree angle, and then touch. 1. Nice and tall still. 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. If you need to rest, you can come up and do 3 more, nice and tall. 3, 2, and 1. And relax back down. And just do what you can do now. See how your abs are feeling. If you're losing form in these ones, it's fine just to do a few good ones rather than lots of bad ones. Okay, so really try and get that eye line trick happening. When you just before you see your toes, push up and see how high you can go. That's 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 9, last one. And 10. Brilliant. Okay. You still with me? That's a really good job. Well done, everyone. Okay, so that's all of the tough exercises done now. So we're just going to do a quick roll through the whole body. Just to loosen up any of the muscles that are tightened and to work on any restrictions that we might find. Good one. Obviously, always like to start with the legs. It's just the easiest one to get on with. And you can just do 1 leg or 2 legs at a time. It's up to you. Just need to work a little bit quick if you're doing 1 leg. So I like to start right in the high hip, as high as I can comfortably go, and then just play around with my hip angles. So I'm turning my feet in, turning them out. Find where you contact the sort of, the front of your thigh the best, the bit that feels a bit tender. And hopefully the more you do this, the less tender it will feel. So then we're just going to pressure wave the whole way through. So it's like rolling dough. You just start at one end, you push through steadily through the whole length of the muscle. Just paying attention to where you might find any tight spots and just staying very relaxed as you can all the way through until you reach just above your knee, wherever's comfortable. Don't go onto the kneecap, you don't need to do that, but just go as comfortably close to it as you can. Just maybe don't go onto the tendon, the patellar tendon at the top, not necessary. Stay away from that. And just roll through a couple of times through the whole muscle. Now on the last go, just try and pay attention to where you felt the most resistance or the most pain, and then just sit on those areas and try and let them physically relax. So actually clear your mind and then just try and actually relax that muscle voluntarily. And sometimes you can feel that you're holding a bit of stress there, a bit of tension, because you're afraid it was going to hurt a little bit. And you tense up and you protect, and it stops you from massaging the muscle properly. And you can't get to those lower, deeper, fibers. And then you can get them a bit of pressure on there and help them relax. So that's what you're going to do. And when you find a good bit, just stop on it and just spend your time just waiting for it to ease up itself as you go through. So the last time through, and then we'll move on to something else. Okay, so onto one side. You want to be, again, starting right up in your high hip. Just going square onto the side of your muscle. And it's not really for trying to, this is very much for the IT band, but it's not really trying to lengthen the IT band or stretch it in any way, because you want a nice rigid IT band because it's a supporting structure in your leg for when you're running or doing anything on one leg. So you want to keep it very much tight or very much solid, but you want it to be able to move. So what I suggest you do on this one, as we go through, we need to scrub, put some side sort of scrubbing motion as you go down, like you're sawing it with the roller. So I'm moving forward and backwards. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm just shifting my weight forward and backwards, sliding, I'm facing this way, I'm going that way and back. And that should just try and sort of get a cross friction, trying to unstick the IT band, make sure it's not actually sort of getting, any sort of adhesions happening that stop it from moving nicely when you're using your leg. So this go, it can be quite painful, so take the pressure off, put more weight on your hands and your elbows, and just do that scrubbing motion all the way down the side of the leg. And you've got one particular bit that's particularly painful, spend a little bit more time there. I really just want to try and get things moving in a frictionless free fashion. Okay, so that's a very quick one on that one. I don't want to spend too much time. I'm just trying to tease it apart if it's stuck to anything underneath. It can be very painful, this one. So very much, again, get a lot of weight onto your hands, your elbow, even your foot to support your weight. And then just work your way down your leg. And see what you can find. So cross friction, scrubbing motion, teasing apart any stuck fibers. Definitely not trying to lengthen this particular structure. So just, very briefly, a few more seconds on this. And get very tender down the bottom, so just be careful. Don't really want to be grimacing or doing anything. It's just more of a massage than anything else. It's not full body weight. And then release. Okay, continuing around the lower body, you're going to go onto the glutes straight away. We might even have caught them a little bit at the beginning of that last roll. We're going to go straight to the glutes. Seeing if there's anything there. If you can't feel anything, shift to one side, rotate round, and just roll through from the bottom of the glute all the way to the top, so close to your waistband. And just shift your weight around appropriately so you can get some tension on there, some weight on there. If you still can't feel anything, cross one leg over the other. Really weight one side. It can come on quite suddenly, so just be careful. And going right onto the side of the hip. Onto the other side, onto the other glute. Again, start the process again. Shift your weight around onto the side of that muscle. If you can't really feel anything, go further onto the side. Just root around so you get a good trigger point going. And if you find anything, then spend your time there trying to ease it up. You don't have to get everything done in one session. If you've got lots of different lumps and bumps that you feel like you need to treat, just focus on one at a time in different sessions. And hopefully over time they'll all start to ease. Okay, roll off that onto the floor. Get your calves and just roll through the calf. Always a nice one. There's a whole lot of tension here as well. And if you want, you can cross one leg over the other and just shift backwards and forwards. So I'm moving a couple of centimeters forward and back at a time and just gradually edging my body forward. So I work the length of the calf. Start low and then work your way up towards the knee. And again, when you find somewhere that you need to stop on, just hold it there and work on it. Once you're ready, swap on to the other side and repeat the process. So mid calf for me, I find we've got some nice lumps in there. So I'm just going to sit on that portion, give it some pressure, get a bit of a scrubbing action, a bit of a massage, just trying to tease those bunched up fibers apart. Just tell my body to release them and let them go free. Okay, so if that's gone through nicely for you, then swap. It's the last one for today. I worked a lot of upper back, so I just want to try and give those muscles a little bit of attention overall. So just square on the roller, rest your shoulders, like your upper traps, on the roller to begin with. Then you can just nicely roll through the whole of the broad parts of your upper back, down to just below your shoulder blades, and up to the top again. Just treat it as a bit of a massage. And I like to keep my elbows quite wide, like this, in line with my body, to keep my shoulder blades nice and flat on my back. And I'm going through, it just makes the massage feel a lot nicer. Don't go too low on this one, so just go at your own speed. And don't go too low. Just stay where you feel balanced and in control. And go up to the top again, and all the way through the back. Okay, so now if you want a little bit more focused work on the actual spine and sort of flexibility aspect of it, you can cross your hands over and then just get a little bit more pressure on the spine there, because you've moved the shoulder blades out of the way. And now the pressure is going more squarely on that part of your body. Should still feel comfortable though. Shouldn't feel like it's a problem. Might get a few pops here and there from your spine, but as long as there's no pain associated with that, it should be fine. And you can roll a bit more onto one side, so you hit those spinal erectors a little bit more. This might be a little bit painful for some, so you can park your bum on the floor, just to take a bit of the weight off. If you feel like you're pushing a bit too hard, and you go onto the other side. And then just to finish up, just to do a little bit of mobility just for that upper spine. So that's what we were trying to achieve earlier with a lot of our work. We were trying to open up the thoracic spine to get the top of your spine flexible and opening up. So you're sort of, rather than being hunched forward, you're opening the chest, but using the upper spine to do that. So now what I want you to do is just basically start roughly shoulder blade level, hold onto your head, and just let the weight of your head and your arms drag the upper spine back. Drag the upper body back. And then I want you to keep your core on so you're not overarching your spine. And all of this below the shoulder blade level, below like the bottom rib level, stays completely motionless as you stretch. There shouldn't be any pressure on your lower back at all. And then just move the roller up or down just a little bit. Just work on a slight different vertebrae. You can move up a bit more. And just let the weight of your body pull yourself back. And then when you get roughly in line with the back of your shoulders, just release. Try and get your head to the floor. Have a nice stretch there. Should feel very nice and comfortable. No pain. If you're ready, slowly come back up out of that one. Get yourself level. Come to a kneeling position. And I'd like to say thank you very much for coming this evening, everyone. It's really good to see you all.